What's up, everybody? Tonight's topic is they may not be looks matched, but they are certainly mind matched. Let me break it down for you. You've probably seen many times, especially in the celebrity world, an old, ugly guy with a smoking hot, pretty young thing, bombshell, and it's pretty easy to conclude that the guy is probably rich as hell, loaded, a billionaire. Gotta be, right? What else? Why else would he be with her? Would she be with him? What's he got? And it's easy to jump to these conclusions when we're always looking for the benefits, the advantages of being with somebody. But there's also disadvantages that people specifically look for. What do I mean by that? Well, understand this. Just because someone is the best they can be, a woman can easily say, yeah, I want that 6 foot guy making 6 figures, or the ultra rich, whatever is her number one dream man. Place that guy in front of her. Is it all roses? All smooth sailing? Of course not. Just flip the scenario around to yourself. Back in high school, college, you see a smoking hot chick. What do you tell yourself? Maybe your friend is egging you on. It's like, yo, go shoot your shot, man. Ask her out. Perhaps you were one to even say, nah, no way she's gonna mess with me. She's out of my league. How many times have you heard that saying? You will disqualify yourself due to your own insecurities, due to your own forecasting that, yeah, it's going to be a waste of time. She's going to reject you. And even if you manage to get her, it's only going to be a matter of time, a short-lived time before it fizzles out, it ends. It's not going to go anywhere. And with that being said, you won't even try. You just take yourself out of the equation. Well, guess what? Woman feels that way too. Which is why they don't go with the number one choice. They may say they need this, they need that. You gotta be a doctor and a lawyer with millions in the bank, 10 real estates. Whatever the case may be, they have their dream man with these criterias all laid bare for you to see. But if you look at reality, you look at the world, the normal world, everyday life, these women aren't with them. Most of the time you see couples, they were normal guys, normal people, normal couples. And that's because, as I've said, put that number one guy in front of you. Put that hottest chick you can think of, your celebrity crush, in front of you, and let you have a crack at it. How are you going to feel about that? And a woman will feel exactly that, insecure. Our brains are constantly racing, formulating scenarios and endings. And we're going to just play it out. And how well do we know ourselves? Well, our entire lives. So of course we're going to know our shortcomings. We're going to be nitpicking that much. And if you don't check yourself, you're going to let that insecurity eat away at you. that being said, once you're in that mindset that you're not good enough, you're gonna self-sabotage before you know it. What could have been? You blew it all up before it could even happen, before it could even take flight. You've already clipped the wings. And if you can do that, so can a woman. Even more so. See, if you've been watching my videos, you know. Back when I was in college, I had a bunch of acne. I had a bowl cut. A little similar to this, but maybe a little worse. But I could get girls to laugh. I was the funny guy, charismatic guys, and guess what? Girls were still giving me the numbers. They liked me. Fast forward now, I got the physique, the V-taper. Still the same characteristics, but I noticed when I was back in the dating world this last couple of years, a lot of these women, when they were with me, they show a lot of signs of eagerness, compliance, ready to do whatever I say. I kiss them, I make out with them. They're the ones telling me, oh yeah, we gotta do this next time. I'm ready to do this and that. I'm like, all right. But once we part ways, I hit them up a few days later. Hey, a lot of them either disappear, tell me I didn't feel a connection. What's up with that? Maybe they even say, you can't handle me. They will reject you because they can't handle you. That's the real answer. But going back to the title of this video, that is what I mean by mind match. There's clearly a reason why an odd couple will be together. That's because the mentality, the mindset, it doesn't necessarily have to be a limiting factor. It could be a match in personality. Whatever the case may be, the guy fits the niche. The guy is fulfilling certain aspects, what she requires at that moment in life. And the same goes the other way around. They're completing each other in some way that you cannot visibly see right off the bat. And it could be a positive thing, like I said. He's just a chill dude. He's just a funny guy. And okay, something more superficial. Well, he's loaded. He's a famous guy. What about the other girl? What about the girl? Well, she's just hot. She doesn't argue back. She cooks and cleans. Whatever the case may be, they're fulfilling something that they want. And just like how there's positive traits, there's also negative traits, like I've touched on. In their mind, they may think, of course I would like a jacked guy, a V-taper, a guy who's ripped, smart, accomplished. But I can't handle that. He's gonna leave. He's gonna see all my flaws. And once he notices that, he's gonna be gone. And sometimes, many a times actually, a person's upbringing, their childhood, their environment, where they grew up, plays a huge role. Because familiarity brings comfort. A guy like me, I notice the type of women I like. They're gonna resemble the demeanor of my mom. Strong-willed, virtuous, combative, but at the same time, she understands that at the very end, she's got to defer. These are the women I tend to gravitate towards, for the better or worse. And the same the other way around. A woman who deals with an absentee father is going to seek comfort in that. Here's a case in point. One of my good friends used to have an ex who's ultra wealthy. She's practically royalty, princess. Her father's a CEO. She's set for life. But she had a boyfriend back in grad school who was a balding guy. Physically, nothing to look at. Nothing outstanding. Also, he's married with kids. Now this woman, slim, pretty face, for all intents and purposes, when they're together, you might be going, whew, yeah, that guy's definitely loaded. And this girl, yeah, I guess she's the gold digger. But that could not be further from the truth. This girl is the princess. She's set for life. Now, why would she stick with this guy who's a confirmed cheater? Why would she be a willing participant in the home wrecking of this guy? Well, I don't know all the details, but at least I can surmise from my experience that, hey, maybe it's because, well, if her father's a CEO, how's he gonna get that money if he's just sitting on his ass? He's probably gone all the time, out there making the money. But guess what? During those small amount of times that he comes back home, he's probably gonna be a doting one, doting on the daughter, the only daughter, the only child. Of course, during those rare times when he's back home, he's gonna get the girl everything she wants. And as the girl grows up, ages, give her that credit card. Buy whatever the hell you want. And that's how it goes. The rare times they meet up face to face, he's gonna be love bombing his daughter in some way, shape, or form. And that pattern is probably what led her to be attracted to this guy. This is that guy who would say stuff like, listen, you're my soulmate. You're the only one for me. I'm going to abandon my wife and my kids all for you. I'm going to throw it all away. I will move across the world for you. Let's just leave everything behind, just you and me, together for the rest of our lives. He's selling her the dream, and guess what? She's buying it all up because that's how her father treated her. And this familiarity is how she understands love. And the same goes with my ex, who ran off with my ex-best friend. See, the way I was raised, yeah, I'll spoil my girl once or twice. I can listen to her. But when it comes down to the end of it, I lay down the law. I'm not going to tolerate any BS. Unfortunately, knowing her father, who is, for all intents and purposes, a great guy, but he was an absolute pushover. Hell, even at the last days when we finally broke up, it was her dad who brought her stuff back She was nowhere to be found. Well, guess what? This ex-best friend of mine, I know him. He's that type of guy. He's gonna be chauffeuring his girl around all the time, paying for everything, spoiling her, telling her sweet nothings, things she wants to hear, acting just like her father. Pushover, basically. And if she finds more comfort into that, she's gonna gravitate towards him. And unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. You can only educate yourself once you see these signs in the early stages. Once you realize that it's not going to be a match, then you know what to do. And that is why it's easy to say looks aren't everything. But there is a reason why a couple is together. It could be a multitude of things, but it's easy to jump to the conclusions that it's always something to gain, like money, wealth, status. And she's beautiful, but there's also a dark side. They seek the dark side. They seek to live in the trauma. And they'll never escape from it. And that's all I got for tonight. Peace.